Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to Midhani Limited's Q3 FY23 earnings conference call hosted by ICICI Securities. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during this conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star and then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Amit Dixit from ICICI Securities. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thanks, Rochelle. Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining the call today. At the outset, I would like to thank the management for giving us an opportunity to host this call. From the management, we have Dr. Sanjay Kumar Jha, CMD, Mr. N. Gauri Sankara Rao, Director Finance, and Mr. T. Muthukumar, Director P&M. Without much ado, I would invite Dr. Jha for opening remarks, post which we will open the floor for an interactive Q&A session. Over to you, sir.
Yeah. First of all, I welcome all the investors and the stakeholders and all my colleagues who are joining for this important deliberation. If we are talking about this quarter, we have done reasonably well in the sense that there is an increase in EBITDA in the third quarter from the last year of third quarter of around 10%. Also, even though there is some slight reduction in the revenue by, instead of earlier the turnover of 234 crores against that, we have had 231 crores in this quarter. However, the EBITDA has increased by 10%. There is a almost slightly decrease in the because of the different additional costs. The financial costs have gone up in certain other areas, and we also have the depreciation also on the higher side because of commissioning of a very important equipment which already we have communicated to you, and I would like to share that the facility which we were waiting since so many years got commissioned in this year, and Honorable President of India inaugurated that facility in the month of December. So this equipment has to started operating now, and we have achieved many milestone in that in terms of establishing the technology, in terms of establishing the products, but the volume of production has to pick up now, and we are getting the indications are good. So we'll be seeing that it will also add in our earning as we progress in the coming months and also in the next financial year. The VOP also has gone up from the last quarter to this quarter, but however, if you compare from the previous year, there is some decrease, and this we have tried to see that how we can clear our focus was mainly on the side of clearing the inventory. So we have seen that we maximize the sales, and that has been our target. In addition to that, this year, in this quarter, we also made a number of new developments in the area of the different products, and that has, I think, one of the important landmark that your company has also started making the seamless tube by hot extrusion, which we have established and we have dispatched in this quarter. Also, we made some of the that is nickel-based alloy products, which we have made through newly commissioned white plate mill, and many other product developments have been taken place during this period. And in this also, I would like to mention that Rohtak facility, the armor, with a symbolic some small set of the business started giving the contributed in our quarter 3 or production. So it is going well as far as the production is concerned. So and we have today the order book position we have maintained at the similar level which we had in the month of March. So order booking also is, I will not say very good, but it is also picking up, and we are able to give. And on the new facilities, we are expecting that more and more orders will be coming. So this is what I would like to submit here, and I'm more than my speaking about the performance. I would like to know from the investors that what is your concern, what are your questions regarding the performance of the company.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question at this time may enter star then 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star then 2. If you are using a speakerphone, please pick up your handset while asking a question. This is required to ensure optimum audio quality on the call. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. Ladies and gentlemen, participants who have a question may enter star 1 at this time. Our first question is from the line of Amit Dixit from ICICI Securities. Please go ahead.
Thanks a lot, sir, for giving the opportunity. By the time question queue assembles, let me just ask a couple of questions of mine. The first one is related to the space budget. As we saw that there has been a meaningful cut in the space budget this time around. So how, and since Mithani have got a significant stake in the space sector as well, so how do we understand this in terms of future ordering for the company, particularly in space sector?
Yeah, in fact, if you might have seen, the space budget is only for the R&D. What the space today policy is that they are diverting now the space business towards the private sector. So I feel that as far as the investment in the space is concerned, it cannot be benchmarked with the government allocating the funds. So you will find that as you might have seen that recently, the L&T and HAL consortium, they have taken that one order for making the 5 PSLV. So this is the one example that how the space is moving towards the privatization. In fact, for SSLV also you will find that the many private players will be coming in this field. So the space now has entered in the new domain. So that's why that you might have seen the reduction in the money. But as far as the R&D work is there, we are very much interested, and we are very much excited that some of the new projects also it is coming up in the ISRO. So those things also will flow to our kitty. But then and more than many other players are also coming in the manufacturing of the materials in the country. So it is not that Mithani will have the monopoly and exclusive right on that. But as on today, on the many materials, except Mithani, no other players are there in the country. But it is going to have another player also. But business is also, volume also is going to pick up in the coming years.
Okay. The second question I have is essentially on raw material side. Last time you indicated that the prices of raw materials for us have not come off, unlike the prices of raw materials for traditional steel sector. So just wanted to understand what is the scenario now. Have we seen some erosion in prices, or have they picked up again from this quarter?
The prices of raw material, I think it has established, stabilized, not very low, but it has there is some stabilization in the price. But today, not only the price is a criteria. In fact, getting the raw material on time and getting the shipments and all is a big challenge. And that also on the very high-end materials, definitely there is a scarcity, and there is a problem in getting the materials in the future also. And this is going to continue for some more time. I do not know for how long, but it is going to have impact on any manufacturing industry depending on the import of the raw material. So not only in the Midhani, and since our requirements are very exclusive in nature, so it will be definitely, there will be effect on the raw material supply as well as in the price also.
Okay, great. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, at all the best.
Thank you. Our next question is from the line of Nikunj Mehta from Wealth Guardian. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir. I have two questions. First is regarding the scrap and the rejected material that we have. It's not pertaining to this quarter, but in the last 4 years, that number has kept on rising. And, as I see it, it's about 22-27% of your total inventory and about 16-17% of your total capital employed. Now, from what I understand, it's part of business, but at the same time, that much part of our capital employed is not earning anything meaningful for us. So I'd like to just understand how you're going to try and what are your thoughts on tackling this one aspect of our business, and can we reuse this in any form or shape into some other products? So that was the first question, sir.
Yeah, in fact, you told rightly that scrap valuation of the scrap is going up. One part is that since the cost of the raw material also has gone up, so scrap cost also will go up, because valuation depends on that what is the price of the raw material, number one. Number two, if the quantity is increasing and you say that consumption part has to be seen, so we have taken a big initiative that how to consume the reverts or recycled raw material as much as possible in our own system, so that we can also save the consumption of pure raw materials coming from the import source. So in this direction, if you see in this quarter, or there is a substantial increase in the percentage of scrap used in our operation of alloy making. So it has gone up earlier something around 40 to 45 to now 60, around 60. It is increasing now, but at the same time generation is also there, and certain scraps we cannot recycle, we cannot sell also because of the strategic material. The scrap selling in the market will not be good for the as a national perspective, because these materials are very, very strategic in nature. So we have to keep it within us, and if possible the customer says that you can recycle the scrap, if they permit, then we can recycle those things. So slowly now the customer also we are improving our technology, and we are also trying to convince the customer that by recycling also we can get the good quality. So there is a change in that also, and you will find that with this type of initiative, I am hopeful that it will come down, but it cannot go to the very low level in the immediate future. So it will take some time to come to that level.
That's very helpful, sir. Thank you. And if you could just portray some picture on the competitive scenario that's there in the market, especially the domestic Indian players. Are you seeing any rising competition there, or we continue to dominate the market as of now?
No, competition is very much in the market, there is no doubt. Many players have come in the area of special steel, nickel-based alloys. Of course, titanium still we are the only player in the titanium, but in nickel-based alloys they are coming forward. But I am also seeing that there is a volume also is increasing, requirement also is increasing. And not only in the Indian market, there is export potential also is there. So this opportunity is also there, but then you see the competition. So it is like a situation where we have to improve our efficiency, and we have to see that we can meet the cut down the cost of production, so that it will be more competitive in the market. I'll tell you the many orders we have. Midhani is now taking on the competitive bidding. We are not taking like on a nomination basis. So we know that where we are today in terms of the price, in terms of our efficiency, and I am sure that in the coming days and future we'll improve further, so that we can be leading player not only in terms of our technology and quality, also in the price also. So this is what we have, our plan is there, and we are working towards that.
Thank you so much, sir. I'll come back in the queue.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, before we take the next question, we'd like to remind participants that you may enter *1 to ask a question. The next question is from the line of Abdul from HDFC Securities. Please go ahead. Abdul, your line has been unmuted. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Thanks for taking my question. What kind of opportunity Midhani can target over the next 2 years? This is my first question. And what are the key development Midhani had in last quarter?
Yeah, I think this is a very important question you have asked. Both questions are very important. Next 2 years, our target is we have to enter in the new segment of the products. And the new segments already we have initiated the actions, and that is answering your second question regarding the developments. So recently in the last quarter, if you see, we have made a nickel-based alloys called Hexalloy. Hexalloy plates we have made from our new white plate mill. It is entirely imported in the country. So that is the one product we have. I am very hopeful that we'll be able to do in the good market. In addition to that, the similar product, we have the cold road sheets also. And in the area of seamless, I said the tube making, when we have installed the new facility commission, that also I am seeing that opportunity is there for us to in the new segments. In addition to that, whatever we have installed, the new vacuum induction melting of 8-ton capacity is going to enhance our production capability for nickel-based alloys, and that facility also is so well, equipment is there that we can recycle the scrap. It can melt the 100% scrap in that. So we'll get the cost advantage also because of that. So this is one area. Also, we have, in fact, the certification we have achieved from for making the plates for oxygen plant for a very reputed company. That is, this is the molar, na? Wider plate. Wider plate for 2 meters. So this we have made for making the oxygen plant making facility. In the country, for making the 3-meter width stainless steel plates, no facility is existing. And India, what we have assessed, the market is there for almost around 2,000 crores. So if we are able to pick up part of that also in the coming years, it will be a good value proposition for us. So what nutshell, I can say that for our white plate mill, we have the technological advancement what our people have done. There is a lot of potential. Also, we have produced the armored steel. Armored steel, like it is being imported in the country today for many different applications. So we have one advantage that we can make a very low thickness also armored plates in our facility, and we can meet the requirements of armored steel consumption in the country. It is coming in the big way. So, and armor also there, vehicle armor also, its facility is there. then many of the alloys indigenization program is there in the country. You must have heard about that. India is trying to do that, how to indigenize the alloys used in some of our very important fleets of aircraft supplied by the OEMs, either from the Russian origin or from the other Western origin. So there are also the many alloys we have developed, and I am hopeful that that business is already coming up. It will be growing in the future. I cannot tell you the value for that, but it is going to be if those things are coming in the form of the business, there will be a big opportunity for us into that business. So this is our nutshell, but we are also now installing our 10-ton VAR. We are going to commission. So titanium capability also will be enhancing. Almost it is going to more than 2 times whatever we are manufacturing today. So like that, many more things are there. You will be getting that information as and when we start getting the product with realization.
And what kind of exports are we looking for next 2 to 3 years?
Yeah, export, I say mainly if we see last couple of years, our main idea that how can make Midhani as a brand in the international market. So you know that initially the brand making requires a lot of credibility, your quality should be good, your price should be very competitive, delivery also should be on time. So there are many factors. So we have worked hard and our team is still working, and those things are getting established. So I am hopeful that the target which we have decided to reach around 250 crores in another 2 years. I think it's not impossible to achieve that.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, participants who have a question may enter *1 at this time. Our next question is from the line of Anik Mitra from Finartha Research. Please go ahead.
Thank you for taking my question. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, audible.
Yeah. Sir, your order book position looks a bit stagnant for some time. So, sir, can you throw some light, like what is the contribution of various segments in the order book? What is the execution timing of those orders? And what is your take going ahead? This is my first question.
Yeah, order book, whatever we started in the 1st March to today, it is almost at the similar level. So it is like that whatever we have produced, maybe that much only order we have booked. But there are some indications where we are waiting for certain orders to come. So it is going to flow slowly. But as I have told that we are now, not only this is coming from that sector, in fact many of the things we are depending on that how quickly you can execute the one order so that second will come. So many orders are like that today, and there as you said that time required for conversion given is very less, especially in the area of export. So with the additions of new facility now, we are hopeful that those things also will going to address. So that will see the good inflow of the orders, because without orders how you can claim that I will be improving my business. So there are some potentials there which I cannot tell you at this moment, but many things we are working and we are trying to interact with that customer, and as and when we get this type of opportunity to interact, we will inform. But things are there in the different directions are there. We'll see that this can be done. And today we have the visibility of another 600 crores of order. Visibility is there, but it will be coming at a different level of time.
Okay, sir. Sir, my next question is regarding the import of certain materials. Like, are you facing any trouble due to Russia-Ukraine war till date?
Yeah, Russian-Ukraine conflict has put a lot of pressure on the supply of raw material for all countries, so that for India also. But we are affected for mainly 1 and 2 raw materials because of that. So that we are trying to resolve it, but it has really affected some of our areas. Like titanium is the one sponge which is coming from the outside. So that is got affected because of this conflict. Because the Russia or those countries are having one of the biggest production capacity and raw material also, means resources also. It has really affected that our production on the titanium front. But we are trying to address those issues with proper our agreement or proper procurement system. But yes, there is some effect is there on that because of this.
Okay, sure, sir. I'll come back in the queue. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, participants who have a question may enter *1 at this time. We have a question from the line of Rohit Ori from Progressive Shares. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Few questions. The first one is related to these strategic and technical tie-ups that we have. And in terms of the MOU with Boeing India, where we were supposed to supply some raw materials for aerospace, and some more tie-ups which were there with Lockheed Martin. If you can take us through the developments in that, and if at all there are some orders that are flowing from there.
From Boeing, whatever Boeing is directly, they are not buying the raw material. The Boeing philosophy is that whomsoever is working with them for supplying certain components, certain things, they are all connected within their supply chain. So they buy the material, but the Boeing will certify the companies from where they should buy. So we have entered in that first stage where the Boeing has assessed our capability, and they have also told all their MSME and industrial partners that you can buy raw material from Mithani. Now they are looking for that when they need the material, then they will come to us for getting the raw material for their component production. So in that connection, we have moved forward, and we are hopeful that some of the people who have interacted with us recently, they can come forward and take the material from us and supply the material for the Boeing supply chain system.
Okay, and for Lockheed Martin, if any developments over there?
Lockheed Martin is also on the similar lines. They are also not buying directly. But our main idea with Lockheed Martin was to have some of the investment type of proposal, a strategic type of alliance. So which at this juncture they have shown that they are not in a position to invest in the different areas, technological area where we wanted to work with them. But we are in touch with them regularly. But let's see when we can convert something into the business. But today we are also only in the area discussion mode. We have no indications of any orders or any raw material buying from us.
Okay. So last time when we spoke,
we have some indications from Rolls-Royce. We have something from also from Pratt & Whitney. So these are some of the discussions are going on. Orders also is expected. May not be in the large volume, but with the small beginning, small orders we are going to start.
So last time when we spoke about JV with NALCO, and we were speaking of appointing some consultants, and there were some requirements that time which were floated. So any developments have happened over there, or by when do you think that things will fall in line for the JV?
Yeah, since that project which we are planned initially to make 60,000 tons of flat products, and investment also was quite big. So we wanted to reassess again that whether the market potential is there for setting up a facility. So we went for exercise by appointing a reputed consultant who have this the capability to work there. So they have done a good job, and initially they have submitted a brief report they have submitted, and based on that report we have allotted some more studies. So they are still conducting the studies by interacting with the various stakeholder, customers and producing agency. And it will be after that the entire scenario will be reviewed at the highest level in our ministry. And once that is been clear, then we can decide what is the direction of our joint venture.
Okay. In terms of the axles and wheels, which is a requirement for the Indian Railways, and even if you check with Concall, they also mention the same, that axle and wheels is something that is the requirement of the government. So is it that Mithani can play a role, and do we have some orders for axle and wheels for Indian Railways?
Yeah, we have axle already. We have supplied 500 numbers axle already we have supplied, and another 1,000 numbers already we have executing now. And as you said about the Concall also we are participating on their one of the tenders. So on the axle side we are moving well. Our technology and production facility has been certified, and the product also has gone into their system. Wheel, of course, we are not making the wheels. It is not our product and not the facility. But axle, yes, we have entered.
Sir, approximately what sort of numbers in terms of revenue can this fetch for us, the axles business?
So it depends on the requirements, how much they consume. At this juncture, in fact, we have recently established only. And whatever I indicated, that another 1,000 we are working. So, and another tender which is there for how much? Something now what we are giving is 500 numbers. There is some 18,000 numbers. So another some 18,000 numbers are there. These are all numbers are floating. Yeah. As and when we receive the order, we will communicate to you. But
sir.
That area is established, manufacturing facility. We have to only mop up some resources like our downstream facilities where I can do finishing operations quickly. Those things we are ramping up.
Okay.
But it's a good business.
When we say, yes, sir, definitely. Vande Bharat trains as well as Vande Metro trains, they can be good opportunities if they click well for us. So my next question is that when we say that we are trying to recycle some of the scrap that we have, is the quality of the output, that is it good, or does it match the requirements of the customer as well? Is there any issue related to the recycling of scrap and using the material again, because of course the efficiency reduces, right? The purity of the metal also reduces. So are they okay with these kind of initiatives from our end?
No, I'll tell you, we are in the business of high-end applications like aerospace, missile, space, where the people are looking for a consistency in the product quality. So any deviation in the product process has to be go for a number of trials and runs. And you know that you cannot risk a satellite with just a small cost saving because of raw material. You cannot take the risk on the missile by saving the small cost on the raw materials. And same is the case for the aerospace also, any aircraft. So people are very careful in deciding the process. So any customer who is coming to us from these sectors, they specify that what will be the content of the raw material, what will be the quality of raw materials. From that stage they take care. So that is why the many times you cannot play with that type of scrap which is already with you. So it requires a lot of evaluation. Then only we can go. So we are. That's what I said from replying to the earlier some of the participants. We are trying to do that and see that those things can be proven. Once proven, then they will also give the approval to go ahead.
So
but
the last question is,
scraps are not bad. We recycle the scrap very carefully. We process it, we certify that, we test the scrap composition. Everything is taken care. We have in-house all the capacity. Then only we process in the process.
okay. And my last question is related to the breakup of the order book. If you can break it into space, defense, energies, and exports.
What is that? 40%? Okay. Just wait for some time.
Yes, sir.
In the Navy, we have we will give you, no problem, but
40 to 45 to 50% space.
around 50% is from the space, and it will be around 30-35% will be the defense, and the balance will be from that energy and others.
Exports also.
Others. Export. So this will be the composition. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for answering.
Thank you. Our next question is from the line of Mohit from ICICI Securities. Please go ahead.
Hi, good evening, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. So I have 2-3 broadly questions. Number one is what kind of the supply chain disruption we talked about earlier, and whether this will have any bearing on our business?
Yeah, supply chain disruptions are there because of, as I said, titanium sponge. So it has not affected adversely as yet, but with our lot of persuasion and taking the initiative at the right moment, we are able to fill the gap with certain other resources. So now I am hopeful that those things will be also addressed, and we are getting now the good response from our OEM, the supplier from the overseas for this material.
Okay, sure, sir. And also, sir, revenue guidance for Q4 and next year, and also on the EBITDA margin front?
The figures I am very difficult to predict at this moment, but as and when the results are there, it will be communicated to you. But we are trying to do our level best so that we can improve from the previous year performance.
So, sir, whether there will be any compression of EBITDA margin, or whether we will see any pressure on the EBITDA margin, or it will largely be maintained like we have done in the 9 months?
Very difficult to predict at this stage, but our target is that to maintain to the same level, but let us see how the things are holding.
Okay,
as on date, I am not seeing any uncertainties. Things are well in control, not only for Midhani, for the entire country. So if that is that way, if you move, it will be in the better situation only.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Dixit, would you like to add a few more questions?
Yeah, so I had a couple of more questions actually. The first one is continuing the question of Mohit and the previous participant on the order book side. So what kind of order inflow can we expect in next year, FY24? If you can let us know broadly the segments wherein this order book will come, orders will come, particularly products. So that will help us to track them. Also, the quantum would be very helpful.
I can tell you broadly the sectors where the order is expected in the next year, mainly from the energy. Then also we expect from defense. We also expect that something will come from the aerospace. See. So those are the things, and then in addition to that, something from railway also will be there, armor. Then we also expect that some of the things in the commercial domain also, some of the product which we have qualified for 3-meter width plate for the stainless steel. So from that, with the application is basically in the area of oil and gas. So those things also is expected. So these are the various, because now our domain is, we are widening our product base. So definitely I see the customer also is going to be widened because of that. So dependency on the one or two segments is not going to give you the good business in the future. So considering that, only whatever steps your company has taken in the last couple of years. So now we are confident that we are able to enter in the new areas with our unique quality of the product.
Sir, is it possible to quantify it in different buckets that you mentioned, for instance, defense, aerospace, in terms of growth? How much do you expect the order inflow?
I have not worked out yet after sitting here, but we'll tell you, because many area where I see some place there may be very large volume also, low also. So we are just hopeful of giving the better one. We'll communicate to you as and when we start getting the things unfolding in our favor.
Okay, sir. In last Concall, you indicated that the revenue from white plate mill and armor plant on a steady state basis could be to the tune of 500 crores per annum each. So what kind of revenue from these two facilities specifically we can expect in FY24?
Yeah, FY24 only we expect that something is expected. So whatever we figure we have told, we are trying to target those figures. But let us see that whether how can you can realize. But potential is there in that sectors. And as our economy also is in the good health, I am sure that market base also is good. So we will be having certain area where we are working still, like getting the supply of input material, because we are not making the input material of large quantity within our premises. So these are the challenges which we are facing, that how to get the input material on time, and that also with the proper less cost, and so that we can maintain our margin and sell the product. So these are the challenges we are facing, but we are trying to resolve it one day.
Okay, sir. In the last Concall, you also indicated that there is, this for vehicle armoring, out of 100 odd vehicles, 15 have already been done. So till now, what is the progress on that front? How many more vehicles did we do in this quarter?
How much?
55, another 20 vehicles.
See, there we have the order of almost more than 100 vehicles are there with us. So we are executing also, but this quarter we are trying to touch around 60, 65 vehicles.
That is by Q4 end.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, great, sir. That's all from my side. Thank you. And all
Then new tenders are there in the market now. There also our team has participated, and it's a very huge quantities. So there also we have put our participation is there. So let's see if those things are there. It will also add to our business.
Great, sir. That's very reassuring. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the last question. I now hand the conference over to the management for closing comments.
Okay. Before closing comment, we have both directors are available, so I'll ask them to give their remarks, and then we'll conclude. So I'll ask Director of Finance to tell something here.
Yeah, good evening. As far as the company's performance is concerned, you have seen for the last 3 quarters, it is equal to the last year, Same 21-22, whatever performance is achieved, same performance level we have achieved, despite the disturbance on the input material, like sir was told, titanium sponge, and this Ukraine-Russia war, some issues were there. Still, we could achieve the last year turnover. Always you see, Midani over the years, fourth quarter is the best quarter. So this year also we are expecting the fourth quarter.
Ladies and gentlemen, the line for the management seems to have disconnected. Let me reconnect them. Ladies and gentlemen, the line for the management is reconnected. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, good evening, ministers. This is Gauri Shankar, Director of Finance. As you have seen for the last 3 quarters performance, is more or less equivalent to the last year, despite a lot of disturbance in the Russia-Ukraine war and the material supplies and all. Still, we have achieved the same performance. And as you have seen for the last so many years, for Midani, fourth quarter is the best quarter. In same way, this fourth quarter also, we are expecting to achieve more business, as we have come up with some more facilities like WPM, we made tons. With these facilities and Rohtak also, these are all additional facilities compared to last year, which we hope with these facilities we can do more business, and we hope that we will achieve better than last year. Thank you.
Okay, now I'll give it to Director Person Marketing, Mr. Muthukumar.
Yeah, good evening. This is Muthukumar, Director of Production and Marketing. As it has been indicated, though there is a sharp increase in the raw material price as well as the power and fuel, we could be able to maintain our last year performance this year also. And now, since we have established the wide plate mill, there is a much hope on the performance of the Midani with respect to some special grades which is developed. One grade called Superalloy 276, which is used in the energy sector. And this sector, about 400 crores worth of material, it is being imported by BHL. So this will be a direct replacement by Midani in this sector. So this is a lot of hope on Midani so that we can improve performance. In addition to that, Midani has got the advantage of producing plates which is 2 meter and above, which is not there in the country. And worldwide also, there are only 4 or 5 people only. So now we are all using this wider plate mill with respect to gas walls or oxygen plant. So now they have to depend on Midani, and we are already established the process. We are contacting with the parties to whom we can supply. So with that, coming years, there is a good prospect for Midani. So we can improve our sales over these products, and definitely our performance will be better. Thank you.
Okay, so at the end, I will thanks all the participants and also the stakeholder. First of all, putting faith on us and supporting us, and I hope that our relationship will continue like this. And from the Midani management, I assure you the type of the committed people and committed team we are having, and type of the technological knowledge this company is having, our next financial year or this year will be giving good results to the investors. And as our country also is in very good position as on today in across the globe. So definitely I see it as a good opportunity for Midani also to contribute in the nation building, and we are doing. And as and when we will be doing certain things, new things will be there. We will be communicating to you with the different social media platform, and also communicating through the proper statutory systems. Thank you.
Thank you very much, members of the management team. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of ICICI Securities, that concludes this conference call. Thank you for joining us. You may now disconnect your lines.